I know.
Okay. Today is March 26, 2018. We're beginning this morning's work session. We're delayed about 15 minutes. Councilman Wooten will not be here. He is returning from vacation. Hopefully he had a nice time. And Councilman Hubbard is not feeling well. So we will move on, and we'll start with the pledge. If we could all please stand. Diane, will you lead us in the pledge?
Certainly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And today, our work session, we don't have any discussion items, other than next week, our work session will take place on May 2nd versus May 3rd. So that's the only change, and we will just go through our resolutions. So resolution. Oh, you need a pen?
No.
Our first resolution is appoints members to the Veterans Advisory Committee. Second resolution is ratifies the attendance of 2 police department employees to a marine law enforcement program. This is a repeat, or is this two? This is what I was looking at. Is this just a repeat? The next one, 3?
No, because one is law enforcement, one's vessel operation course.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I see, yeah. Approves the attendance of 2 police department employees to a marine patrol vessel operation course. Resolution 4, appoints a temporary part-time sign inspector, and this will begin on May 2nd through July 2nd. 5 is changes the status of a part-time police officers. This is in preparation for our summer season. Resolution 6 is reappoints a seasonal pump out boat operators. That's 7, yeah. The 8 is awards bid for propane. 9 is authorizes town supervisor to execute an engineering agreement for an upgrade and improvement of the Calverton Sewer District. And this one's a little bit lengthy with the agreement.
So the agreement is with H2M.
Yes. And it's part of the EFC funding that we've received.
Right, that's the lowest loan, yeah.
Right, from EFC. 10 is authorizes the town clerk to publish and post the attached notice to bidders for the removal of dry cake sludge and grit screen waste. 11 approves the Chapter 255 application of the Long Island Moose Classic Car Club. It's a car show for the Wounded Warriors of Long Island, which will take place on Saturday, June 9th, 2018. The 12 is approves the Chapter 255 application of Peconic Bay Medical Center Northwell Health Family Festival, July 4th through July 7th, 2018. 13 is authorized attendance of members of the East End Regional Intervention Court, that's drug court, at an annual training conference. And travel budget is attached. 14 is authorize the supervisor to execute a contract agreement between the town of Riverhead and William Coyle. This is for court reporter services.
Is he charging the same rate as what Diane's person charges?
This is,
Where do I have 13? No? I have
225 for appearance.
this is by session?
Yeah, my service does by page,
Yeah.
so it's done a little different.
Bill, do you want to address this? This is,
This came from the town attorney's office, I don't know.
okay, this is for the court, so it's 225 for the day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. versus, Diane is what, $5 a page?
525 per page.
$5.25 per page?
Yeah.
Do you want to just ask someone to come in and just, is this what we've been doing?
9 to 5 at 225 sounds like it's not a bad price, but
No, it
there's
doesn't, but-
$50 thereafter, so
Yeah.
I'll check with the town attorney's office on that one. Just to make sure he's charging the same rate that he's always charged.
John, could you just clarify that?
Yeah, sure.
Approves Metro Group of Long Island, Inc. as a drain layer for Riverhead Sewer District. Authorize the reduction of performance and security of the Monzi Home East LLC in connection with the residential subdivision known as Old Orchard at Baiting Hollow.
And on this one, I just wanna make sure that,
This is, some of it's coming off as they're,
right? Where is the engineer's report saying that, normally we have a clause in here that we received a notice from the town engineer, an engineering report from the town engineer that the balance of the work that's due will be covered under the amount that we're reducing it to.
it's, the 1, 2, 3, 4th whereas. It was a planning board resolution that was dated the 15th.
Okay, can you just get me the engineer's report on that also? And then I'd like to know how many lots within the development have been improved. Because if there's one lot left, then they should be finishing up the improvements.
They have a lot of lots left to build,
Do they?
yeah.
Okay.
I drove by there a couple weeks ago and.
Just, if you wanna just come, you wanna just come up to address it, because we're on camera still? Alright. So we just want the engineer's report attached to this?
Yeah, and I think that it's important for us to identify these also, because a lot of these subdivisions, I mean, when was this one approved?
This, when was this, resolution, September 20th, 2016?
Right, but some of these, the subdivisions can go on for 10 years, and you have, 50% of the people that are living in the development, and they only have the first lift of asphalt, and it becomes problematic. So I think that we should address it, saying, okay, after this amount of time, you should be finishing the improvements, whether you're completed with the lots being built out or not, just so that,
Jeff, could you come up for this, because this is questions?
you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Right, so how do we address this in the future? What do we need to do?
Jody
Put a
raises
timeline?
There's a timeline, Jody raised a very good question, and the question is, if it takes the market crashes, for example, they go and provide the first lift of asphalt, they come back in and they destroy it, with the road system construction, then that becomes problematic also, so.
So how do we address that, so that doesn't happen?
I think it might need a code revision that says that once 50% of the lots have been built out, then it would be required for them to improve the property as per the approved subdivision map, and no bond reductions would be issued thereafter.
All right, so can you write something up, and then we'll have you come present that at a work session so we
Yep.
can address it?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
17, authorizes the supervisor to execute a contract agreement between the town of Riverhead and Terry Tramontano and Valcaro, court reporter services. So this is the same.
Yeah,
So is this just renewing contracts?
I don't believe so, I think it's new contracting services, so I'll find out from the justice court typically what they have in there, and the town attorney, and let you guys know.
Okay,
just
thank you.
make sure the rate's the same, that's all.
Yeah, sure,
Thank you.
no problem.
The 18 is approves a settlement. This is, from a motor vehicle accident. 19 is rescinds resolution number 225 of 2018. This was a resolution that we passed that somebody was unable to fulfill, so we rescinded that. And then later in the packet, we will be putting somebody else in, I believe. Acknowledges appointment of a town budget officer. 21 is authorize the supervisor to execute a license agreement with Celtic Quest, Inc. Did we hear back from Ray Coyne? This is the boat that comes in over to, over in East Creek Marina. I just want to check on the dockage fee, if that's the correct dockage fee, or if it should be increased because it's the same for 2 years. And then also in the contract, just to have their parking plan for the resolution.
And back to 20, for the appointment of the town budget officer, can I see a copy of that contract? And I'd also like to know whether or not they're taking full benefits or
The
not.
contract is in.
It's, the terms, it's a couple of resolutions
Yeah,
down.
it's
Okay.
just they're not
And
sorted
I
out.
printed it, so you will see that.
This is the license agreement for the boat. 22 appoints a call-in park attendant 1 to the recreation department. Resolution 23, setting terms and conditions of employment for Meg Zegarelli, Town Budget Officer to the Supervisor, so that is here. Twenty-four is authorizes supervisors to execute an agreement. And that's the refresher course. 25 is appoint a call-in park attendant 1 to the Recreation Department. And 26 is authorize the honorary name designation of Dasha Briggs of the 106 Rescue Wingway for Lewis Street.
Back to 24, I don't see a fiscal impact statement attached to this, so is there a charge for the training?
If they're given one, typically, Bill and I will make sure there's one before the board meeting, we can get to you guys, especially since you're asking, so.
Yeah.
Well, they're just attached to every other resolution, and it's not attached.
It should be there.
That's the cool thing about Deshaun Briggs.
Yeah, to rename
I
the
like
street,
that.
and then we'll do it, we'll set, once we pass the resolution, we'll set the date, and then we'll do that on a Saturday.
Yeah,
That's
um,
great.
To rename,
One of our
So-
town heroes.
yeah.
Oh, good. What are we doing with that?
We're gonna rename, Lewis Street. An honorary renaming of Lewis Street,
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Deshaun Briggs
yeah.
Wingway.
On 27 is ratified reappointment of a member to the Town of Riverhead Ethics Board. This was a carryover that was just reinstated.
And this is for Donna.
This, we have to change the title of the next one. 28, appoints a beach manager to the Recreation Department.
That's the one we have to change the title?
We just appoints of a.
Bad English.
Just bad
Oh.
English. This EFC Corporation, which is behind that, is just in the wrong place. This should be behind the Calverton store.
Okay.
That's all the material for that. Yeah. What was the, it keeps getting bumped off.
Diane.
Wow.
She said, who's getting bumped off?
What do you
Wow,
mean who's
this
getting
one.
bumped off? By the ding?
Yeah.
Probably me, I'm usually.
Okay,
but I-
resolution 28 of the appoints a beach manager,
Yeah,
Correct.
and then what's 29?
is that the sewer?
I think we're missing actually a couple resolutions, because we don't have the lead agency, I don't have that in here,
Lead agency for,
for 201 through 213 East Main Street.
Yeah, those
You
are
still
not
don't
on
have the
mine
lead
either.
That was in there,
I know, I don't have it in my packet.
and I don't see it either, but
It's
we
not
did
on
have
mine.
that in there.
Could you print copies of that one?
Because Jeff sent it to me, and then he made sure I had it, and I checked, and it was there, so I don't know.
But it's not in the,
It's not,
just,
in-
yeah, so,
right, and I don't see it either, so we'll just,
Sorry, that was my mistake, I was looking at that, one second, let me just bring it.
okay,
that's
thank
okay,
you.
it's just, Jeff,
It
if I'm
was
not
a little-
mistaken, it's just determining that who's lead agency on 201 to 213, planning board or town board?
Us,
Okay,
doesn't even-
right, 'cause it's,
Yeah.
okay.
The next one is, these are the ones that we were just handed. This is authorize Lawrence Levy to provide additional cable cast production services regarding the 2018 State of the Town address on April 10th, 2018, at 6 PM at the Town Board Meeting Room, Riverhead Town Hall, 200 Howell Avenue, Riverhead, Nunprotunk. Because the way his contract was written, this was not in the contract. It's the same thing we did for the qualified and eligible, I believe. And then the next resolution is terminates agreement with Lawrence M. Levy to provide cable cast production services.
that's all we have.
That's all we have. We
So
just have-
this one for terminates agreement with Larry Levy we were gonna ask him to stay on, to train the other person,
This is a 30, he has to be notified 30 days, so this
Right.
is a 30-day notice
okay?
for that, so we can't bring anybody in until he has his 30-day notice. We've asked Dan to write up the other contracts, which he hasn't gotten to us before this meeting, so that'll be in before Friday.
And the contract will be the same, but I'm
Right.
just curious as
It's
to
up to
whether or
Larry.
not,
If Larry, we will offer that to him, if he chooses to do that, he can.
okay,
He chooses.
Yeah, and he can also, I think there's a contract also being written up if he would like to be a backup. So that will be in there also. So Diane, do you have that in your packet, the
I
other one?
didn't, no. John, were you gonna print that out?
I'm printing, I mean, do you want me to just email you the PDF of it right now?
If everybody could print the PDF and I can look on one of theirs, or,
Sure.
Jeff, do you have the resolution?
I have one copy of it.
Can I use that for 1 second? So if you guys have it up on there. So it would be, this resolution assumes lead agency status and issues a determination of significance pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, otherwise known as SECRA, for a special permit and site plan application known as 203-213 East Main Street, Riverhead, New York. So
And that is for the building that's getting built next, or
The
the
Sears.
vacant piece of property that is
Known as
Munchnick application?
It's done, yeah.
Okay.
So. Do you guys wanna see a copy before we
No,
close? Okay. All right. So that is what we have for today. Can I get a first and second to go into executive session for contractual negotiations with A. Young, negotiations with Superior Officers Association, and the Riverhead Volunteer Ambulance Company contractual provisions?
I move we go into executive session.
a second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.